Come on in. Bit gamey. Can you give me a hello check, Master Lee? Can we hear everyone? Can we see? Can we hear? Do y'all see this sacred ibex? Glued. Glued. We have audio. We have audio. We have stuff. Can y'all hear? Seeing and hearing. Excellent. Guys, we are today with Skully Redhawk at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, which is like the absolute coolest safari park in the entire world. The animals are like out and about, like in different regions, and we do have exhibits that we're gonna see. And this is the one place, I think, in continental U.S. that has a platypus.
I think in the world.
I
think outside of Australia.
Yeah, so guys, if we're lucky, we're going to see a platypus today.
Yeah, they have a pair.
Yeah, now we have to see the platypus. Y'all, as soon as I was telling y'all, like, going over, I was like, oh yeah, oh god, this is the platypus place. Let's go.
And I'm also curious to see, because I had conflicting information, whether or not there may be 3 different subspecies of giraffe here. So we'll see if there are Maasai being held here, like the ones that are down at the zoo proper, but also other subspecies.
And there y'all go. There is, again, this is a bird that was actually heralded during the times of ancient Egypt. Yeah, this is strawberry goosebump. This is an ibis, an African sacred ibis. An ancient Egyptian culture actually worshipped these birds. Oh, and there's a bunch more that just popped out. Hi, Moo. Moo, how are you doing today? And yeah, Mr. Brain, hopefully named Perry the platypus.
I like how these tail feathers have that like fake blue.
Yeah, the iridescent color to it. 100%. Yeah, it'd be really cool, like if we had a contact here to get some of the feather samples and just to put them under the microscope.
I mean, I'll ask my person, and maybe over the course of the year, next time you're out, I will be like, here you go, or I'll ship them to you.
Oh, I mean, either way, right? Smike says you're a legend.
No, you. No, us.
Cooking up some meals for the league, treated some lasagna. Very nice, man. Oh yeah, I remember these were out, y'all, at the last trip that we came on, and Munchkin very much liked she very much liked the hippo. I think this is available for purchase. The shipping would be would be terrible, but so I guess we should we've got like 2 hours to go see some animals.
And it was so last minute, we're just kind of like trying to see what we see.
Yeah, y'all, this was very last minute because I actually had conference stuff in the morning that I was not accounting for. So it was at random, like, hey, you got to do conference stuff. And then we just so happened to have had an in with this last minute. And so we're like, oh, well, all right. We still might go do the tide pools, y'all, after this, time dependent. So we might possibly...
We might hit a different tide pool depending on traffic, depending on...
time of day and how long it takes us. So there might be a second stream today for a tide pooling because it's a little bit of time that we have left over to IRL in San Diego with Queen of the Redhawk. So figure, heck, let's make the most of it. I also got the thing I was going to do this evening. So see,
if we keep heading this way, we'll end up at the tram.
Then Africa is that way.
If you want me to check on platypus, just so we...
Let's check out Africa first, I think.
I feel like platypus is opposite.
Yeah. Maybe, are you okay checking out Africa first and then we zoom back to the platypus?
Yeah.
So y'all, this is something that I'll be talking about a couple of times today because this is a very special zoo from Blue with Gold. Thank you for the resub, which scared the bejesus out of me. A tier heckin' 3, you Glue with Gold. I didn't realize I had audio on and I just made a jump. Thank you very much for the resub, that ongoing support. Thank you, Glued. The platypus is inside. It is an aquatic exhibit. We got to see him last time, and I'm I'm looking forward to seeing him again because that's super cool. But y'all, this property does have the Frozen Zoo. For those who don't remember, the Frozen Zoo is where they house basically a genetic database, a repository of cell lines that they've immortalized. The goal is to be able to do future research on them, and if they need to cloning is possible as a function of those cells. That's actually how those are the cell lines that were utilized for the black-footed ferret and rejuvenating the black-footed ferret. Got the warty pigs over here. There you go. Hi, Melemony. So these are actually critically endangered pig species, and this is again the safari park where we've got these animals, and they are being studied for like mating behavior as well and seeing how we rejuvenate the population. Yeah, we can go a little bit closer now.
They have great hair.
Yeah, they do. They got the cool mohawks.
I'm biased.
So Philippines for these guys is their natural habitat. So guys, if you haven't already followed Melemony, one of our incredible artiste friends, 38 seconds, I can give them a shout out. Hi, Moonrise Rabbit. Welcome in. These are Smike sees primarily like roots, scrubs, thing like that, digging through the soil. So actually their nose, you can see maybe this guy here.
Yeah.
Like right near the front with that rock, he's using his nose for digging. So they actually have a whole set of like neurons up in the front of their nose that is very, very sensitive to their surroundings. It's kind of a cool form and function kind of deal. Guys, go check out Melemony. Hi, Shark Geek. Shark Geek, this is not Pumbaa. Pumbaa was not a warty pig. Wrong ecosystem. Not African for these. Definitely would not have come across Timon. Although Shark Geek, hi Lara Gale. Shark Geek, if you want, there's some really good videos of from zoo enrichment, especially during COVID, where some of these pigs, the warty pig and the red river hog, were taken out on a leash to go explore an empty zoo because there was COVID, right? No one was coming to the zoo. And there's videos where the meerkats see these kinds of animals for the first time and they're super sus. So definitely go check that out. So let's see. Again, we're going to be doing just a rapid fire walkthrough, y'all. We've got the African exhibit going this direction, and then we're going to be rounding and going over to the Australian exhibit, because this is the only zoo North America, or maybe is it entirely outside of Australia too?
It's still outside of Australia.
Yeah, I guess the only place outside of Australia, like Skully is saying, that has a platypus on display. So we're going to get to see that. It should be a pair
because it's all about the breeding programs.
Yep.
Trying to, they trust us
to do the breeding programs. Yeah. So there's actually, this is one of those, like, there's a lot of research actively going on in a lot of these animals for their behaviors and for further conservation efforts. So a lot of things that might seem rudimentary, right? Like where the animals like to stay. Do they prefer water? Do they prefer land? A lot of that isn't known. And so it's these kinds of places that do that, which I think is really cool. And again, just like RFID tags on some of these animals to see where they hang out in. If y'all remember, we actually, I think back on a YouTube video, there's a recording of us, or had gone up in one of the balloons that's here. See, is Africa more that way? Yeah, I guess, should we go that way?
Aviary, depending on the bit rate.
So far, so good. We haven't lost signal yet. There's the rainforest aviary. Do we want to walk through the rainforest? Yeah, let's walk through. Let's see some birds. There is a yoga girl in chat. She'll enjoy that. So we've got the rainforest aviary double door so that no one gets out. Absolutely. Thank you. Here we go, y'all. There are a lot of different birds here, and it looks like, so here are some of the different bird species that we can find here, and their range is super cool too. We got southern Sudan and Ethiopia for the buffalo weaver, New Guinea for the metallic starling. That would be cool to get some feathers from. Look at it, because that's all that structural color. We've got one here that's one of my favorites. I like his face. Y'all take a look. So that one is the Incan tern from Peru and Chile.
There are a couple right above the entrance.
Oh yeah, yeah. Do zoom out. I'll show you all. There's, above the entrance, Skully peaked them. We've also got right next to them. Ooh, come on, ducks. Here we go. White-headed duck. That's Eastern Mediterranean for those. Hi, Hazel.
Quite a few red-breasted geese on the pavement here.
Yeah. Oh, look at their faces. So pretty. There y'all go.
Oh, look behind you.
There we go. That's one of the African spoonbills. Sorry about the spinning, y'all. There he is. Look at that bill. That beautiful spoonbill. Guys, also go check out the incredible Hazel. I got to meet IRL at TwitchCon. Right? It totally looks like a spoon. And then here, guy making the sound, that is a red-breasted goose right there. Now, the white-headed duck that we just looked at a minute ago, it's kind of cool. We are able to sex them just based on the images that they've shown off. So these two here are the white-headed ducks. The males have a bluish beak, and they also seem to have more white on their faces. It looks by the key that they provided that those are, looks like those are the males. We IRL Screaming Possum. Hi, Screaming Possum. Welcome in. No, we are live. No, this ain't no recording. This ain't no recording, Screaming Possum. This ain't none of that. We bring you quality, wholesome science content direct from the field. Mrs. Spites! Jay, this is the only zoo in the world outside of Australia that has a platypus. So we are gonna, Jay Spites, find a platypus. Those are the ones that Skully pointed out. Look at these, y'all. Right on the entrance. This duck a lot, y'all. Super, super pretty. Yeah, it's kind of neat, y'all, if we think about like how many different bird species there are here. And like just in this little area, there's a lot of different species from different ecological niches around the world, and they're getting along just fine. Note too, y'all, the tags on their legs. So that's actually how they track individuals, and they'll measure like how much each one is eating. And there's actually probably a little chip tag on them as well. So what they're always doing at these zoos is monitoring what areas these animals are liking in their habitat. That way, when there's any ever habitat updates, they know what to update. One of the geese. Typical goose behavior. Oh. It's like if there was ever any question of what inspired a raptor, that guy. Ninja Gloppy. Ninja, how you doing? Pass. Says he's got the right of way. We've got another spoonbill for y'all back here. Y'all, Skully is the MVP again, as there was a goose that was right next to me. Of course, Screaming Possum. We are at the San Diego. There's another one. That's my bestie. I don't know what he is.
Female, I think.
That's the female?
Not of these, but I'll double check.
Perfect, Ninja Gloppy. Starlight Bird, not yet, Allie. Not yet. We're keeping an eye on it. It was on the little image key, but that might be blended in a little bit too much. Let's see where it is. Which one is this a female of?
The sided merganser.
Okay, I like that guy. Gal, she's cool. She doesn't take nothing. Oh, that guy. This dude is sus, y'all. Silly Town did not have ice cream, Jay. There was no ice cream, Jay. Actually, so Jay, there was an event tonight, and I was able to not have to go. And that's why we're able to do this. That was like a last minute change. But no, it's not ice cream related. Probably some of the starlings, if you're looking for it, you just got to keep an eye open. They might not be moving, so your eyes might be better attuned than mine. There's one of these guys. So just keep there. I know, Jay. I know. It's Jay, they had one day they gave us barbecue short ribs. Jay, would you say that ribs need bone in them? Last Skully, would you, if I offered you ribs, would you expect bone?
Yes.
Okay, not like a pot roast, right? Yeah, so we had we were provided what was called baby back ribs.
Were they the McRib of ribs?
No, it was a pot roast. It was a pot roast. And 3 of us had stomach issues the next day. No. Were they bone? No, there was nothing. There was no ribs. Well, no, Melemony, the animal had rib bones, but just when you're served barbecue ribs, that wasn't what we had. I don't know how well y'all can see. There is a bird here. Oh, yeah, zipping around a little bit too much, but very, very pretty. Wait, is that Professor Streaming Falcon? Did we get a shout out for Falcon? Yes, thank you. Guys, go follow Falcone. We have a custom command for Streaming Falcon. He's trying to get up to 1,000 followers on the YouTube page. Guys, there is a YouTube link for you to go click, like, and subscribe on Falcone's YouTube. It is free to do. It is the click of a button. You won't even leave the tab. You won't even have to leave watching us walk through the zoo. You can just go ahead and drop him that follow there, send him kisses and a hug, and move on. Falcone, I hope you're doing well. I feel like we have to go check out that guy, right? Goodness. So this is the green-blue Turaco. It looks like the bird from Up, if y'all have seen that. Right? Doesn't it look like Kevin from Up? Oh, guys, there's no one there. Let's go over.
And there's one in the back.
Good eyes.
But this one's in the light. So.
You can better see the structural color. Remember, y'all, there is no blue pigment. There is no blue pigment. So this blue that you're seeing here is all structural color. The ticket price, yes, Streaming Falcon, your view is the ticket price for you. Different for us. We'll have to just go at this level. For the price of a subscription, Streaming Falcon, you can come to this zoo without an ad break even.
Almost looked like it was about to flourish for us.
Yes, I don't know if y'all can see. Right there is another one. This is the same one that we just saw in the light. Hi, Black Cat Lady. Welcome in. But I'm going to gently take y'all over. They're in the light. You can see this guy. And again, folks, this was just the last minute. We got a hookup. Skully Redhawk and I are here. I got out of some stuff. Skully was very kind to come and take me to the zoo, and I get to hang out with her. Shall we do Africa and then meander back to go Australia?
I think so.
I'm just thinking of like time.
Yeah, especially if we do jump on the tram.
Yeah.
We'll wind down here.
They have a kookaburra. I don't know, Annoying Lizard, if they have one here. They had a kookaburra at the other zoo that we went to, which is the San Diego Zoo proper within the city. If you look back at the VOD, we did see the kookaburra there. Mike says you're a legend and an excellent driver.
Oh, goodness. Allegedly.
Actually, I can vouch for that, Mike. She is an excellent driver.
Uh-oh, 2 for 2.
Now, see, even if we had a third replicate, it doesn't matter what the answer is because we've confirmed it. Yeah, y'all, I know we were banking on maybe going to look for another octopus today, and we still might. We still might do an IRL later this evening. From a tide pool, it's all dependent on traffic, weather, like all the things. But
tourists.
Yeah, because it is a Saturday.
It's very nice, cool weather in San Diego. We had rain last week, and I was telling Balint, when you land, if the rain holds out, I'll give you an umbrella. Don't bring one. But sure enough, it broke right before he showed up.
Perfect timing, right?
Pulled some strings.
Exactly, yeah. Green possum, but that wasn't the San Diego Zoo. That was the New York Zoo, Central Park.
I'm going to do the overlook real quick.
Yeah, here's the balloon, y'all.
Driving in, that looks very tiny. This looks very tiny on the approach.
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Hubs, welcome in. Is it a, you know, Jay, I haven't tried it here yet. So here, y'all, this whole view there, that's where the animals are roaming. So there's a little trail that you can do in like a little Jeep, and that's where they keep all the animals out. So there's like the zebra, the rhino hanging out there. Australia's fishing, welcome in. How's it going? And that balloon last time. It is a balloon. We went up in it last time, Hazel. We were here last September. I don't think we'll do today because we are limited on time. If you look back at one of the VODs, Hazel, I think we have it on YouTube where we actually like include the whole part of going up there. So you want to take the elevator down and I'll run down so we don't lose signal? Or you can also walk down with me too. I feel like walking down is easier than walking up for me.
Yeah, the knees don't like to take stairs. Not so bad. Down is a problem. So I'll meet you there.
It's the opposite for Yeah, Hazel, it should be on our YouTube page, guys. !YT. We've got long form content and short form that goes out daily. The long form ones include science talks that we've had, as well as IRL trips. And there should be one of an IRL trip variety. We're just going to go down the stairs here. Then, you should see some of the African animals down here. Queen Supreme. Madame, how was your stream this morning? Which I actually don't even know if it was morning or not. I think it was afternoon for you, but with Pacific time, it was morning for me. There we go. We'll see if we beat Skully down. Perfect timing. Perfect timing, folks. It's like Skully and I timed that intentionally. Guys, do go check out Queen Supreme.
You want the overview map on stream?
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, right? We should show people where we're going. Y'all, that's the map. And where we are, we're down here. And so we want to check out, I think, some of the African animals. And I think, what do you think, Skully? If we zoom this route, that can get us to the platypus.
This is what we were just looking at this side.
Yeah, so yeah,
Overlook.
there's the elephant.
Or
not the elephant,
the zips, so it was all of that.
Yeah, there's the balloon that we just saw. Here are the animals that we're looking at that were out in the fields. And then we'll meander this way. I might distract. So yeah, y'all, this is the only zoo outside of Australia that has a platypus. And they have a breeding pair here. So this zoo focuses a lot on conservation. But a lot of it isn't just like keeping the animals for the sake of keeping them, but actively learning about them and researching what exactly are the right breeding conditions for these animals to survive. How are they going to do well? You know, there's a lot of actionable stuff happening, which is quite incredible. And there's a look for y'all at the balloon. Hey, Australia's fishing. Welcome in. Or welcome back, I should say. Yeah, so here, Australia, they have a male and a female, and they're actually researching the mating behavior of these animals. And it's the only zoo in the world that has that breeding program set up and be able to see them outside of Australia. How do they figure? So there is a lot, Jay, in terms of hormonal measurements. So measuring the molecules that are important for reproductive behavior, like in humans, like estrogen, progesterone, those molecules and signaling factors are actually conserved in other mammals. And so it's not then crazy, right, to think that they can do similar tests on them and basically see like, okay, what time of year is the animal receptive? And that's actually how they nail down some of the breeding pairs that they do. Some animals, like pandas, I believe, have like a 16-hour window. And the way that people know it's like, okay, that you need to put them together is by doing a little bit of a measurement, right, of those hormones and saying like, all right, this is the optimal time to do it. Classy AF, Christina, welcome the heck on in. No Cincinnati bias, but what's my favorite zoo? Cincinnati Zoo.
Here.
Yeah. Even without the bias, Mikes. Even without the bias, that's of love of Cincinnati. That's my favorite zoo. And best is a relative term, Smikesies. If you do say like what does most for conservation, it's hard to beat this place primarily because of the frozen zoo, right? So it looks like this is the high Wincing.
This is the cheetah run.
Yeah.
Just gently.
Child, not surprisingly, no one's in the cheetah run. I think that's like a certain time thing that they demonstrate how quickly the animals can run. They do, for those cheetah runs, y'all, a couple of different props. They all have a food reward based out of it, and it is meant to mimic the natural hunting behavior of the animal. We got some lions. Y'all go look at our lions. That I'm not sure about, Smikes, about which ones can't purr or not. Hi, Pyro's Kitty Tavern. Welcome in. How's it going?
Wind to the left.
Left?
Is where the tram will be.
Do you think we have time for the tram with an hour left? Yeah. Maybe just, if you're, all right, we're just meandering. Plus, this way we guarantee we get to maybe possibly see the platypus.
Indeed.
Which I know I'm like...
Yeah, we could have driven all the way up just for that.
I'm overly excited to see a platypus. It's also quite cool that they've got a venom instead of just like, oh, it's just a regular little animal that has a duck face and a mammalian body and
lazy.
yeah. Like on top of all that, might have a side view here, y'all. Hey, Andrea. Go. Andrea, Nora, these are for you. They've got a nice sized habitat too, y'all. There they are. Nice overlooking a mountain too. This is where I would want to hang out. I guess no one's in this one, y'all, but here's like here be the other viewing chamber.
Everyone's under the tree out front, the popular spot.
The which part?
The ones we just saw.
Oh, okay. Maybe this is where they do like the feedings. Pretty novel wombat, I feel. Not sure many other places where you'll find on Twitch we're going to a safari park and talking conservation.
Lion compared to a domestic cat.
Oh, that's cool. I'll go. Comparison of versus the big cat of the lion. They try to keep the lions with their natural insects, feed them live animals, the ones around as raw meat. Most likely raw meat for this one. That's what I've seen in other past zoos, but there are a lot of enrichment items that they add to them as well. In terms of keeping up the hunting behavior, it's more with toys. So like rolling, they do Australia's fishing like puzzles to keep their brains active. So a lot of the feeding behaviors of the zoos are again like puzzle balls. So it's not just like here's a scrap of meat, but here's like the work that you have to do to get to a certain kind of food reward. Because it's been shown if you just throw scraps of food at the animals, they just like their quality of life just deteriorates pretty rapidly. One of these directions is the elephants.
I do have the app for this park as well.
The which part?
I have the app.
Oh, nice.
And the map. But we're good either way. There's an app for that.
There's a wedding here when Skully and I may or may not have been invited to the shepherd wedding. Cousins!
Are they Irish? You can get them.
They'll probably not. Do any of the animal conservation groups give this zoo a hard time? No, not that I'm aware. If they did, they'd be very simple. This place does so much for conservation work. So Australia's Fishing, this place has what is called the frozen zoo. So it is a genetic repository of cell lines from all over the animal kingdom. Not just cell lines necessarily too, but like embryos, sperm, all kinds of genetic information, cryopreserved at -80 degrees Celsius. Oh, and we got some rhinos.
Rhino Booty.
The best boys.
Organization that runs both this and the zoo down at the city is San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance, previously known as San Diego Zoo Global. So they do have a lot of worldwide work with breeding programs and conservation.
Yeah, this is like one of the go-to expert places.
It's not a zoo taking on animals just for display. They're actually the majority that are in these locations are in some sort of breeding program or possibly are aged out and they just get to live their lives out.
Yeah, and like it's interesting, there's a lot of standards that come out of the zoo as well for like animal care for a lot of these. Which species of rhino? So we should have a sign, but I think these are the southern white rhinos.
They should be.
Yeah, these are...
Take anything I say with a grain of salt because things can change as far as conservation and the breeding programs and the agreements. So I say we have a breeding pair of platypus and we're the only one. We probably still are.
Yeah.
Probably nothing's changed in the last couple of weeks, but I am not officially a zoo entity.
So Andrea, the way to tell the white rhino and the black rhino apart isn't actually always based on color, because sometimes they actually do look quite similar, but it's their mouth. So the white rhino has, if you put a ruler against the base of their mouth, it's like a flat square, basically. Versus the white rhino has this prehensile like lip that it can use to grab things, versus the white rhino is more just like a vacuum cleaner in terms of what it eats. The black rhinoceros is able to have like this, like, again, movable, like almost like fingers for the lips. And yeah, y'all, if you remember on our last trip, we were down there on that little dirt trail. That's where we were hustling around in the Jeep.
And on the left, you can see the roar and snore tents where they have an overnight experience.
That'd be so cool to do. I would nerd out so much if I could sleep next to a bunch of rhinos. So Jay, I got hi Hogan, hi Johnny Kilo. Jay, I got a shirt from Munchkin that says Save the Chubby Unicorns with a rhino on it, and they had more Save the Chubby Unicorn merch at this place, so I might have to go check in on them.
Other than the platypus, what was I just looking for? Location?
Elephant.
Okay.
I think. There's another good side view of the rhinos. Oh no, feast turning. There's some rhino booty for you, Andrea. Andrea, I hope you're taking notes, because when we start building our zoo in Planet Zoo, we need to be doing these kinds of things. Miss Noart? So Australia's Fishing, you were asking about the conservation work. So the frozen zoo, that facility is right over there, right over that hill. We actually drove past it when we were doing the safari trip last time, and it was just super, super cool to be able to that close, be like, this is the facility that houses the genetic information of these animals. And one particularly important one that they house is the northern white rhino, which is functionally extinct now. I say functionally because there are still 2 females that are
Out
alive.
of reproductive age.
Yep, males died. Actually, I had a Facebook memory, I think 5 years ago yesterday. The last male ended up dying, not due to poachers.
Plus,
Okay.
we could backtrack elephants and then, but if you want to be sure to see, we can just continue this way.
Yeah, let's continue on.
Okay.
And if we have time, it's even better, I think. Yes, exactly. Animal equivalent of the seed bank. Yep, exactly. And actually, so Australia, they've done the black-footed ferret. Oh, for Glued with Gold, this rhino's pooping. There you go, Glued. There you go. Glued with Gold, we got some poopy for you.
It's just like the chip.
Poor Glued. She's going to be like, I resigned from this mod squad, you smelly people with the poops. Yeah, so Australia, they had the black-footed ferret was hunted to near extinction in the United States, and they had 30 animals left in the wild. And so conservationists were like, well, do we leave them to die, or do we just do we collect them all and try to breed them? And they actually collected them all, brought them into facilities.
I think they still want us to backtrack, Balint.
We still want to backtrack?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Australia. So once I'm back at the computer, we can like rabbit hole into it. But the black-footed ferret was Midwest United States, used to be all over, and it was again hunted to extinction, or nearly so. Not even for food, but just because they were considered a nuisance. Because they would, steal chickens or whatever, so farmers were just hunting them. There were 30 left in the wild, and so conservationists pulled them in and established a very, very tenuous breeding program. And I say tenuous because, well, there's not a lot of genetic diversity with 30, and of those 30, only 15 were able to breed. And so what actually ended up happening is that here at the Frozen Zoo, they had gotten specimens during the 70s and the 60s, and frozen them away. And so what they actually did was they took those cells and implanted them into an embryo of a modern ferret. In the modern ferret embryo, they replaced the domestic ferret DNA, so they took out that. They put in the black-footed ferret DNA, and they had a black-footed ferret clone that had existed in the 70s, but they essentially brought it back to life. And the reason for doing that is because it reintroduced a bunch of genetic diversity that they didn't have before. Now, the idea would have been that that female that was brought back, named Elizabeth Ann, would have been mated and introduced a ton of genetic diversity. However, not due to the cloning process. This is just due to ferret biology. She had some kind of ovarian cyst, and so she was actually infertile. Oh,
It's very cool coloration.
yeah, we got a local lizard for y'all. Great way to warm up.
Mm-hmm.
So again, no fault of the program itself. Like, it wasn't a fault of the cloning. It was rather just, this is what happens. And so there was no, she was unable to be bred. And so they did another mating behavior as well. I have not Australia's fishing. I would love to. Seen images Australia's fishing, but never for real, up close. I think y'all were heading to the elephants.
We're gonna first.
Oh, platypus. Okay. I'm piecing together
I do
vague
remember
memories.
we had to hike. You have to go uphill for platypus.
A really stinky cheese. What if she really wanted to be bred? I'd like to be bred. And I'm angry that I'd be toast. It's a great point. So unfortunately, genetics has not come far enough along to traverse a black-footed ferret to bred itself. However, it's a great way to still have dreams and goals. Absolutely, Australia's fishing. There are going to be other animals in these zones that are off exhibit. They're also expanding different exhibits. So if we're missing anything, right, it's all up to the animals if they want to come out. Donuts. Oh, nice, Falcon. Falcon, if you wouldn't mind Boston cream, what would you like, Skully?
Oh, fritter. Old-fashioned.
Nice. Got a request for sprinkles. Ooh, a French twist. That's Lita's favorite. Classy people. We might also see the best friend that Munchkin made.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, there's this amazing clip. I think Lara Glued clipped it. Gosh, what kind of bird was it? Lara, do you remember what kind of bird? Hi, Queen Coffee. It was...
Besides the cassowary?
No, maybe it was the cassowary. Yeah, I think the cassowary, yeah, that Munchkin made friends with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A rare bird found in desert regions of Western Australia, working the fire suppression. Oh, interesting. Very cool. Also, welcome in, Dino Dave. Cherry blossoms. Oh, they're still in bloom, y'all. Can't help it, y'all. I'm a sucker. Stop a male frog from running. How did y'all end up stopping it? No, I'm we're moving along. I'm oh, look, flowers. They actually just had a cherry blossom festival, y'all. Skully was telling me that there was in Balboa Park, there was a part where they had a big set of blooms and there's a big event going on.
There was the Japanese Friendship Garden. It's kind of like this, where it's a winding path down to the base of the canyon, and they have a big cherry blossom festival. We had cherry blossom festival, and then also we have little international cottages. And so on Sunday would have been the Ireland cottage has an event every Sunday of St. Patrick's weekend.
Oh, that's cool. Coffee Rocks, we are in the San Diego Zoo Safari Park today. We had a last minute opportunity to come in here. So instead of looking at the tide pools, which we might still do later today, we decided to take you all to the zoo because the safari park is y'all, it was already a treat to go to the San Diego Zoo, but now we get to go to the safari park as well. Like, oh.
Honestly, I thought I would hear back at like 8 a.m. Monday. So it's amazing.
Yeah, so this is the location for y'all. Again, Frozen Zoo is located here, which is that genetic repository of cell lines for species conservation. This also has the only platypus on exhibit at a zoo outside of Australia, which we are going towards. And it's just a beautiful location. We have not Ongoy. So Ongoy, I remember here on a work conference. And so in theory, there was actually going to be no time for any of this. So the fact that we have time for any of this was actually a fun surprise. So we won't be able to get out to the Scripps Research Center this time. But the idea is for TwitchCon, maybe we'll be able to contact some folks out there and show you all not just the aquarium, but maybe some of the labs as well. So the conversation officer by there, David. I like that. That's a cool story, Australia's fishing. Do you by chance have any photos? Some parts of it smell very zoo-like. I think this is where the tiger is. Look at that. Those neurons are firing. Remember, I think last time we got to see him too. And again, y'all, there is the hypothesis, if we take a close look at our tiger here, there are spots behind their ears, white spots, and it's suggested that those white spots behind the ear are for predator, like to avoid like a jump scare basically, but there's no actual evidence to back it up. A lot of people will tell you this like from like a conservation talk, or like if we have zoo folks, they'll mention that, but there's no evidence to back that up. It's a neat hypothesis, but there's just no proof behind it yet. Oh, and this sign for glued with gold.
It's conservative again. Like at the zoo, we were saying, it depends on your downwind.
Lara made sure to clip the rhino pooping for us.
Excellent.
I assume this way?
I think that is just birds. We might want to go left.
Because there's a kangaroo. No, that's a generic symbol for all things Australia.
GPS is wild. I think we need to keep this way if we don't want to run out of time.
That's right. Y'all, we can't. I keep getting distracted.
Of course, you know I want to go see condors.
It's on me, guys. It's on me. Also, I was only able to duck out of the conference at a certain time. I was like, well, do we try for a few hours? Is it justified?
Yeah, I double checked, and the safari park closes at 5, but the zoo, the week Balint showed up, started opening instead of 5, closing at 7. Wonder of the world, backside of water.
Where is over here? Maybe? If it is, they totally redesigned this place.
That's what I was picturing. The map is very pretty, but it definitely...
No, that's not the castor. It looks like some kind of other creature here. There are some more of the tigers, y'all. They don't do that here, dinosaurs. They definitely don't do that here.
Tiny.
No, I just want to give them cuddles.
I'm going to go down above the little tigers. Actually, they're on the other side of that shed.
Oh, yeah. Neat little walkway here, y'all. You two Australia's fishing, thank you for hanging with us. They might be, Ray. It might be.
Feels like we're being given the scenic route.
Once, right?
Trying to picture what we just walked. Came up through all of this, I think.
Yeah, glued. There's a bunch of bamboo growing. Hey, Miss Yvette, we just walked past the tiger.
You're right here.
Always checking the directions for us. It's all the donors for the tiger trail.
Just to that last...
Backtrack?
Yeah.
It's not a munchkin scream.
Funny, we just passed another headphone zone sign. Like they had at the zoo, they have a quiet zone, headphone zone, and they have noise canceling headphones available if you're sensitive in that way. So it's a visual warning that you may want to turn those on.
I really like that they have those. It's great for the accessibility side. So for those coming in, we're going to find platypus.
I'm about to not trust the digital map anymore.
I think we might be in a dead end.
Because it'll switch back depending on where we are.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's accounting for what we can't walk through.
Yep.
Worst case, we got surprise tigers.
Yeah, and a rhino pooping.
Indeed.
How often does that happen on this stream?
I mean,
not in general.
Not in the mod Discord.
No, yeah. We can always just double back.
We could, but I don't think there's a from there that we can get on. It looks like
I think the condor path drops us out there, but maybe we just go this way. I guess we just gotta decide, like, do we split left or right?
Yeah, we should have been able to go through here. but every time we change direction, it catches up.
It might be one of those too. It's like it's only so precise and the trails are so on top of each other.
And there's so much of a grade. All these paths are very windy and switchback. So when we started going downhill, I was like, wait.
Let's go this way, I think. Because that says Tiger Trail. Oh, no, there's a sign. Look at that. It's just overgrown. This way. Walk about Australia.
Go with your first instinct.
Yes. Not at all straight, Dinosaur Dave. Dinosaur Dave. Normally, it doesn't matter, y'all, but we are in a very 35 minutes. Closing at 5 here.
And there are no straight shots to the exit.
Yeah, which is great because it means we can meander, allegedly. Dino Dave, you can say that because, you know, it's on stream. I don't know where you're telling me to go. There's also a delay, Dino Dave. So you tell me left, but when the delay of 30 seconds comes through, it's like, oh, he's no longer even in the place where we started. Walkabout Australia. Yeah, so Wild Venatoids. When we were here last in September, Munchkin made friends with the cassowary. Now, did she really make friends? I don't know. But that was the story everyone told each other.
They showed mutual respect, at the very least.
Oh, there's a kangaroo. Hi, Queen Brit. Here we go. Guys, Creatrix Brit is in his house. If you're not already following oh, there we go. Well, you know what? The mods may have beaten me to that, but they have not beaten to me to her custom command. And no, Dino Dave, no hand feeding here. A lot of zoos actually in the US have done away with that for either liability reasons or just conservation efforts. The more that you interact with them in terms of people, the less wild there are, and if there's any means to try to release them back, you're doing them a disservice. May have lost Skully. She might be forward or she might be backward. I don't know. I'll go. We got another set here. And the tail's used for balance when hopping. Side view of the others there. As Mr. Irish says, let's keep her lit. Skully's here. I just got distracted as usual.
Well, they're right here. I mean, what are you going to do? Two little groupings.
I feel like there was a sign here as well, right? On this trail for a plant. Was it? I don't know. I don't think it was this one. I think there was another. I can't remember, y'all, if Lita had a plant sign for this place too.
Well, they definitely have a nursery. If it's like it used to be, there are clippings available sometimes.
This is it. This is it. The woolen pine. So this was something that Lita was super, super excited for. So Lara, if you can get a screenshot of this. Woolen pine. Again, one of the rarest plants in the world. And you will totally walk past this unless you know to look out for it. So Lita was so excited last time, y'all, that we saw this. I was like, oh, I think there was like something here. But yeah, this is an extremely ancient plant here that we've got with the woolen pine. There you go. We can 3D print the signage. And here is the pine too. Exactly, scorch hellfire. Although coelacanths, that the definition of them being a living fossil is quite tenuous. There's actually more likely that there's some gnar species that are much more like living fossils because they can actually still interbreed after millions of years of divergence. I think they're in here.
I think they're up here.
Up there, okay.
At the top. They're making us work for it. That's fine. So long as we get there in the next
no, it's right here.
28 minutes.
Yeah. I think the cassowaries are at the top. Platypus, next 7 kilometers. All right, y'all. The close eye. We're gonna be getting behind folks and getting in line to see if there's any sighting of them. See, there's a crowd up there, so we might have a platypus sighting.
So I have a lot of live cameras.
Yeah, for online looking. Yeah, so y'all, if you didn't hear, I don't know how good the audio is because we're in like an echo chamber, but for the San Diego checkout, back there. All right. I'm not sure if y'all got to see him because of the bit rate and like the lighting, but we got a pretty good look at him zipping around. Also, hi, Charlie Dragon. Welcome in. Y'all did see them? Okay, awesome. Excellent. If anyone was able to get a clip, be mucho gusto appreciated because that is, so Charlie's Dragon is the only zoo outside of Australia in the world that has a platypus. And it has actually a breeding pair of the platypi.
That I'll double check.
No, there was a sign in there.
There was? Okay.
Yeah, the sign corroborated the tale. Because it's not that you could be out of date by a few weeks, right? Like there's conservation efforts all the time. And like as soon as one organization learns how to do the reproductive behavior of these animals.
And not to say politics, but sometimes it's just different agreements are allowed or not.
Yep. I mean, the example of that too would be the panda bears. So if a country claims, right, that they own a certain animal, then that will be the permission whether or not they're going to actually allow you to see it at a zoo. We're going to go see Muncharino's friendo for this place because Skully, we changed Munchin's diapers.
Excellent.
Oh,
All the memories.
The things that stay put in your head, right? Oh, and there should be the cassowaries. It was a weekday. We came like a Tuesday, and there was like no one at this exhibit. And so then
you were right up at the cliff.
Yeah, we were right there at the edge where it came up to.
Now, if she were here today, would Munch say cat or tops or good boy?
Good boy. If it's big and she's sus about it, it's good boy.
It is bigger than her still.
There's a cutout of a hippo at the New Jersey Jersey Aquarium. From a distance, it's a good boy. From close, it's but otherwise, boy. First time chatter, welcome in, guys. How's it going? Yes, cassowary for this. Welcome in. Again, for those of y'all who are new here, my name is Balint. I'm the nebulous 1/3 of SciAnts streams. The other 2/3 are my wife Lita and our daughter baby Alona, aka the Munchkin. That's who's being referenced. Lita and I are both research scientists. We have our PhDs in molecular biology, and we do science content here on Twitch every day of the week. These are a couple of very special streams. I'm out in San Diego for a conference. So we've actually done a few days of IRLing. We did the San Diego Zoo. Today is the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, and we've done 2 streams looking for creatures at the tide pools. We are planning on doing another tide pool stream this evening, assuming traffic and weather and tourists permitting. Let's go ahead. I'll show y'all a zoom in of this guy. That's the best I can get for them feetsies. Dino walking there. Youngboy. Been all right. Fly out first thing in the morning to go back home. There were 2 in here last time, but they have a back area. They can be out whether or not they want. I mean, Charlie's Dragons, you know very well that we don't gatekeep anything down here. This was the other zone. This is where Muncherino met the cassowary, was right here. Yeah, there's no one back in this one right now. It looks like the door is open back there, so. Oh, Moonrise, that's a cutie patootie emote right there. Sometimes they're just like hanging out in the corners or something. Skully, where should we weigh out?
I'm not sure we'll make it around. And I do not trust the Google version of the path they're showing.
If it's one of those things where it's like, if we're there and we have to go that way to get out.
That's what I'm checking.
Skully's gonna take a look for us, y'all. Meanwhile, you can see here, guy has sat down.
Allegedly 13-minute walk.
We can do that, right?
14 minutes to go.
We can do that.
We can try.
Yeah.
If anything, you go on ahead. If I can't keep up. No, seriously.
I have faith that we can do this. Oh, Smike says at closing time they released the cassowary. Like, all right, guys, it's time to go. Y'all, there was not a endangered status conservation listing on that particular animal. Resist the gift shop temptations, wombat. I have a child. Like, that is a difficult thing to ask.
Wombat, you're gonna get into trouble.
Yeah, you're gonna get me in trouble. That's right. Wombat's just jonesing for us to get in trouble. On a set of roller skates, we can make this walk in 4 minutes, says Melamini. Mel, I can't remember the last time I wore roller skates, but I'm fairly certain if I put them on now, I would die. Like, I'd get the muscle memory back eventually, but it wouldn't be right away. And then Skully would have to, you know, get me to a hospital.
I do know a number of hospitals. On the upside.
On the downside, will my insurance be accepted at any of them? It's true, Charlie's Dragons. Smikes has interrogated Danny about the birds are dinosaurs claim. There is a lot of nuance with it.
So for a while, it'll be a straight shot. I'll follow you.
Okay.
I mean, not a straight shot, but
what you're saying is
follow the path. Progress path was definitely showing me employee access.
Oh, nice. The living fossil tree, y'all. Oh my goodness. We have Irish, John, Games, Jern, Raiders, welcome on in. Mr. Irish, how was Side Project Saturday? How was it? No more of the... What's Jern doing? It started with an L. It was like, not logistics. It was logifying. Logifying. How was the logifying, Mr. Irish? How was the logifying? I know it's not all the word. Raiders, welcome on in, Mr. Irish. Guys, if you're not following Irish John Games, single most besto friendo that ever done did besto friendo. Hi, yeah. Localization. Thank you, Smikesies. Localization for Mr. Irish. Today was Side Project Saturday. Jern was doing some more, I think, on IBR2, as I was seeing. Guys, how was the stream? What were y'all up to today? Folks, do go check out our besto friendo, Mr. Irish John Games. Let's see if we can get Journey Werney one of the fancy pants shout outs. Raiders, my name's Balint. 1/3 of 21 seconds. 1/3 of SciAnts streams. The other 2/3 are my wife Lita and our daughter baby Alona, aka the Munchkin. Lita and I love jumping kangaroos for the Raiders here. There y'all go. We're research scientists, PhDs in molecular biology, and we do science content here on Twitch every day of the week. Today we are out at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. And Skully and I are moving because we got a couple of minutes left to show you all the elephants.
Get to elephants.
Possibly, potentially, maybe get to some elephants. But Raiders, so we do, again, science content every day of the week. Also, Mr. Irish is one of my absolute best friends. If you're not dropping him that follow, please drop him that follow and wishlist the game. Rise of Piracy, available now on the Steam store for wishlist. I don't know of a harder working man than Mr. Irish. He also had a front page for St. Patrick's Day this Monday, where he was highlighting the work of others in the community, included but not limited to Booyah Grandma, Clayman Dev, Barty, and more. Ella Rain, welcome in, Ella. Mr. Irish and Raiders, we did just see a platypus not too long ago. This is the only zoo outside of Australia that has a platypus. On top of that, they have a breeding pair, so they're studying reproductive behavior on these animals. Also, Mr. Irish, feel free to share anything and everything in the chat. You know the drill. Mikasa is Sukasa. Thank you for that raid. Here again, y'all, are the Steam Store wishlist link as well as the merch page for Mr. Irish John. You too can get yourself a smug mask. Was it Perry the Platypus? You know, I couldn't tell, Ella, if it was Perry the Platypus, primarily because the lighting was really bad. So I couldn't tell if he was blue. I couldn't tell if he was purple. And remember, they do biofluoresce, right? So under UV wavelength of light, platypi glow. A really pretty tree, by the way. No update yet, Ella, for better or for worse. You're right, Kazash? That's what I was like. I was like, that's a surprising factoid, but it's like, all right, I guess it makes sense. And as Skully mentioned, there's a lot of difficulties in acquiring some animals from all over the world, whether it be a political reason, like with pandas, whether it be just the ability to keep them alive, right? There's a lot of ones that have such specialized conditions that you need to import water from where they're coming from. Otherwise, you have to make sure that everything is pH and salt balanced to the T for survival, food sources, all of that. They actually have a big part of that with insect conservation. So there are some insects that outside of the wild are only kept at a few zoos, and I'm forgetting the name of it, but there's one that only at the Cincinnati Zoo have they been able to figure out the breeding conditions to reproduce this insect. And even like you give the protocol on paper to someone else, in theory, it should be able to be workable, and yet it's not.
This is our remaining path.
We could do that, maybe. Worst case, we have time to look at the burbs on the way.
Indeed.
And then, y'all, we are going to attempt, maybe, again, not guaranteed, keep an eye on the Discord, a second IRL stream today from one of the tide pools to try to find last chance to find an octopus. But that's going to be traffic dependent and tourist dependent and all kinds of jazz. So this was already like a big bonus. We had the opportunity of doing this. And y'all, how often do I get to take you to the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park? Oh, Melanie, I'm glad that you like it. I've been having fun too. I know it's been like more of a rush whirlwind. That again is in part because I didn't get off until 2, but hey, still got to take y'all out. Could crash the wedding, y'all.
So you're just going to keep following. You want to go ahead in case they start sweeping us?
If they sweep us, they sweep us. I'm not worried. I also just noticed, y'all, we're at 10% battery. Go. Yeah, no, we got the battery pack. Hi, Lodoc. Low Dizzle. I think it was in this exhibit here, y'all. There's no one there right now, but the Chevalsky's horse was there last time we came. Hi, Kilted Ninja. Guys, if you aren't following all things Kilted Ninja, go fix that. Right meow. Right meow. Look at that. There's all the musical pages, musical genius of Kilted Ninja. Kilted might try to tell you that he's not a musical genius. When he does that, you nerf him. You do a real life nerf, and you send him lugs, love, and kisses. Pootrick, holy heck in Toledo. Pootrick, thank you for the 17-month resub, Pootrick. How are you doing, my friend? Hi, Sunuchkano. Pootrick, thank you for that Prime sub. You only get one of those. 10 million active streamers, and you chose us. Thank you, Pootrick. We are, again, for those wondering, at the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park today, and we are in the midst of the closing, but we're trying to get a last chance look at the elephants.
We have a minute to get to the elephants.
Elephants are closed for the day. They close the line.
Got it. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Guys, we missed out on the elephants. Do we want to look at the birds one more time since we're here, and then we can do that little side loop and meander back since no reason to rush? So Pootrick, we actually went to the zoo Wednesday, the San Diego Zoo in the city proper, and today we're at the Safari Park. Let's see if we can still get in there. One more look at some birds.
No, good luck.
We're at the end of the animals. There was a loop that's outdoor over there that we haven't had a chance of looking at. Guys, it is great to have y'all here today. Thank y'all again for coming in and all the raids. Again, it's like one of those last chances to do some fun IRL content. Again, keep your eyes peeled. Weather dependent and tourist will have another batch for y'all. See if we can. I'm just like eyeballing now like some outdoor exhibits, y'all, so we can take a look at a couple of last minute animals. See the Southern Poodoo. Thank you, Black Cat Lady. Again, this was like a last minute spur of the moment opportunity, and Lita and I got to take y'all here in September. I was like, wow, we got to do this. Ella, there are actually 2 weddings here today, so I mean, I'm severely under or dressed for a wedding. But
Depends on the wedding.
that's what I was like, maybe we're not. Maybe there is like a matchy wedding.
A Twitch wedding.
I'm all right with that. I wonder if this is green for St. Patty's or this is just algae.
Just out.
Check out those giant pelicans.
Way or around.
Let's go this way. Just because they're like, looks like they're right here. And they're playing some T-Swizzle. This guy's sitting down by himself. I know, Charlie's Dragons, they can be aggressive. Yeah, I told y'all we got to fit in a few more birds. Oh my God, look at the golden crane. Oh, all right. See, this is the issue, y'all. I get for a crane, I get distracted. We got an egret as well. I don't think Charlie's Dragons there's a shoebill here. There was one in the Washington Zoo that we saw a year ago, last March. I took y'all to, and that was one actually that I was not accounting for in any way. Finky, hi Rat Finky. Rat Finky, we are on our alleged way out, but Rat Finky, we might do
technically closed.
Oh yeah, it is technically closed. This is Rat Finky, this is after. But like I said, we'll see if we can get y'all a tide pool IRL. Again, don't hold me to it. It's dependent on traffic and everything else. Is the Kiwi house near? I don't think so, Mr. Spites. I'm keeping an eye out for anything, but Jay, I can show you a pig. Are you up for a pig?
You haven't taken.
They do have shoe bills. Oh, cool. Thank you, Wildcats. Yes, pigs are delicious. Okay, let's take a quick look at the pig. This is for you, Mr. Spites. Jay, this is how much I love you. That I'm gonna break out of Skully's walk and just immediately branch on over to show you some pigs. Jay, if that's not true love, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Well, Mr. Spites, yeah, they're back there. You can see them wiggling on their bedding. Jay, wait, you're gonna get us in trouble. Yep. I think what we'll do, y'all, is we'll probably raid out by the exit, and then if the gift shop is open, I have to go look for stuff for Munchkin because I can't not, because I'm that kind of father. And then I'll keep y'all posted if we get to go back out to the tide pools. Skully knows of a place maybe that has sea lions. Just
depends on traffic from here.
Yeah. So it's again
going to be a long drive going back if everyone's leaving here now.
Yeah. So don't hold us to it, y'all. But maybe. I think
flip a coin on which freeways to take and that sort of thing.
Oh, y'all, it's the sand cat. It's time to let me in. Where's my food? Martin Alexis, welcome in. Mr. Irish is our absolute besto friendo. Hi, Woods. Welcome. So welcome in on the raid. Again, my name is Balint. I'm the nebulous voice coming to you. Hello. Lita and I are research scientists with our PhDs in molecular biology. We do science content for y'all every day of the week. We're also Twitch ambassadors, the only ones that do educational content here on Twitch. And today we're at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. There's the sand cat. Oh, Jay, there still might be a Lita stream tonight. Not guaranteed, honestly, y'all. Lita's been streaming, planning on doing a stream each night, but Munchkin has been just not amenable. So we'll see if there is a Lita stream tonight, but I'll try to get y'all another stream in the evening. But again, just traffic dependent and tourist dependent.
Toe beans.
Time now.
Right, negative CPU, first time Shatterer, welcome in. Yeah, Mel, Munchkin hasn't been sleeping. She won't go to, she fell asleep last night at 6 finally. And she just misses me. Oh, these are endangered smikes. Negative CPU, we love Waffle Smacker here.
I'm so mad. Here he is grilling himself. His name is Newman.
Woods, this is a sand cat. We'll take a look at the info card in just a second. Okay. Let me show you all the species real quick. This guy, sand cat. Deserts throughout northern Africa, Saudi Arabia, and the Middle East. Lizards, rodents, small birds for foods.
It's zoo proper that has the fishing cats.
There was a 3-legged fishing cat at the Cincinnati Zoo, and that guy knew he was like a star attraction. he just flaunted and just be like, oh hey, I'm gonna lay down over here, take my photos. There's one of the gift shops, y'all. We're gonna hit the other one up on the way, but I will pass y'all on over to
Let me know your Twitch.
You want a sticker?
Oh, yeah.
I can give you a better thing than that.
Sounds good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, of course. Have a good day.
You too. Yeah. Smike's always, guys, always networking. Mike, did I leave out fruit fly stickers at the fruit fly conference? Yes. Did they get taken? Yes. Have I seen 10 people with the Morgan Melanogaster fruit fly sticker that has SciAnts branding all over it at the conference on their water bottles? Yes. Do they know? No. Okay. Free advertising. I did bring a few pins, Mike, sent to the influencers of the conference, handed out a few pins, and aiming to have them listed on the merch store. Angoya t-shirt cannon once it's worth worthwhile to have inventory. We don't yet have that level of, you can talk to the media marketing manager. Thank you, negative CPU. Actually, we'll see if the ibis are out still. Ibis, I guess they've gone back in as well. I guess the parrot might be still out, y'all, that we can say goodbye at. Parrot left too. All right, y'all. So thank y'all for coming out to our IRL adventure today at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park with the lovely and incredible Skully Redhawk. We will be back live possibly this evening to do another IRL from the tide pools. Maybe Lita will be live tonight. I'm not sure. For a science news, sci-fi science news, science grab bag. It's just all dependent on if Lita is able to get away from the Muncherino. But guys, thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all, Mr. Irish, for the raids. We are gonna go ahead and raid on out ourselves this evening. How long would it be, assuming traffic's not too wild?
I mean, at least an hour, I would say.
At least an hour.
Because everyone's leaving.
Yeah, at least an hour, Lodoc, for another IRL.
It just depends where we stop on the coast.
Yeah, and we'll post y'all on the Discord if we are able to do it. So keep your eyes peeled, y'all, on the Discord. Please join us on the Discord and check us out on our socials. Here is the Discord link, and here are the socials. Big thanks to the mods for keeping us safe, happy, and healthy, as always. One of them is keeping me safe in person. Guys, we're going to go right over to Nee Beats. She is one of our DJ friends. I'll keep y'all posted again if we're able to do other stuff, but if not, I will see y'all at latest on Monday. I'm flying back tomorrow from the conference. All right, guys, so have a lovely rest of your day. Hopefully we'll see you again in just a little bit. There's your final little look at a goodbye. Go show Nee some love, okay? We have a friend here. Dennis, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. There he is. Damn, it's crab feeding time. Absolutely, he's waving. Welcome. He's waving all to first-time chatters. Welcome, welcome. Looks like it's a bunch of them are out right now. Some Tijuana. I don't know what that means, Ungoy. It looks like there's now a bunch of crabs out. There's another one. These do seem on the bigger side. A trip over the board. Yeah, Ungoy. I don't have my passport on me. Maybe able to get. My daughter misses me. For those coming in, Munchkin's on a hunger strike. She is not enjoying the fact that I'm not at home, which is fair. Thindal, I hope you're not on a hunger strike. Like Munchkin is. Please, Thindal, don't hunger strike on me. Thindal, yesterday I FaceTime with Munchkin, and so about 2 hours after she ate, and then so she ate right after we FaceTime. She was much happier, and then about 2 hours later, she was back to just looking for me and shouting for me and looking in the office and everywhere. She is 2, just turned 2. Thindal, I am at the Sunset Cliffs in San Diego for a conference, work conference. This is the 9 to 5 job, fruit fly genetics conference, and I have some break time, so I brought you all out for a IRL journey at the Sunset Cliffs. We're actually going to come out again tomorrow. Tomorrow is my last full day here. I fly back on Sunday, so we'll again bring you all out tomorrow afternoon. Afternoon will be 2:45 p.m. Pacific, which is 5:45 Eastern. No, 4:45? 5:45. 5:45 Eastern. No, so Bean, this is Celestial Bean. This is the one. Conference for this year. The only other conference that they do have this year is in LA, and I'm not going to that because it'll be overlapping or soon after the birth of my son. But it's only LA. Chrissy, hi, welcome in. One day, Bean. They usually don't do conferences, I think, historically in Washington State, but we'll see. Oh, nice, Jay. Jay, you know what? At least it arrived. Miss Spacey is it's the best state because of cost, and it has to be attractive to every person. There's so much politicking, Chrissy, in how you pick one of these locations for one of these conferences. I used to think it was why not, right? Like, it's a new area, go and spread the love. That's not how it works. The sea lion is still there, Lara. We provided our phone number to the search and rescue people, and they said they're on their way. So we're gonna make our way, y'all, back up those stairs to be able to get back to the car, so we can end up leaving. We unfortunately didn't find any cephalopods today, unless we get really lucky on the way out. But we still have one more chance tomorrow afternoon to look for some octopi. And again, they are in these tide pools in particular. Like this location is known for octopi, so it's not like we are at a zone where they're not going to be discovered. Actually, there's a couple of scientific studies that do surveys on this area to figure out like what animals are there, and they do find them, along with the sea stars that we did not find today. But again, it could be time of day, it could be season effects, it could be the fact that there had been a lot of rain last week and there was runoff. Y'all, there is our seal friend, but we have called someone. They're coming in to check on him. Yeah, and just some of the geology here, because y'all were asking about it earlier. This stone here is like 70 to 80 million years old, and then right above it, you're starting to get the sandstone. And the sandstone is the thing that's falling apart and falling straight on down there. I mean, kind of, sort of here, Baron. So this is about 120,000 years old is the cut site, and then this is 70 to 80 million, and then here is 120,000. There's our friendo again. They have our phone numbers, so we are all set. Yeah, so Lara, that's why, the proper people have been called. Not much more we can do directly with, being safe with the animal as well as ourselves. Sick, Andrea, in some way. This is the zone we were at yesterday. So again, y'all can see there's a lot of little tide pools in that area. So that's where I'm aiming to at least go back tomorrow. And again, it looks like, we're here a little bit later today and there's a lot more crab activity. So I'm anticipating that there should be other kinds of animal activity as well. And there's another good look at the soil strata. See here. Let's go up to the top on the overlook. Yep, they like to eat crabs. And with all the increased crab activity, maybe that'll tempt the octopi out. Or not, it's one of those things where we're just gonna have to do some searching and see nice features of the geology here. Audio should be back. Again, just like looking at the side here of the cliff, the various like strata and how it looks gives you a nice blink into geological time. Yeah, different patterns from different things as well. Rain runoff, human, lack of plants. Made it up, excuse aware. Yeah, she seemed a little bit better when I walked past. It's a head back, unfortunately. So we are gonna head on back now. We are gonna fire up a raid of Reno in just a second. Guys, thank y'all for joining me and Skully today. The lovely and incredible Skully Redhawk, moderator extraordinaire, Skullicious, Skull Sereno, Skully Wally was a bear. Had all the hair? Got all the hair, y'all. He's also extremely tolerant at my crazy time nicknames. We'll be back live tomorrow afternoon for one final walkthrough. I think we're aiming for 2:45 Pacific. 2:45 Pacific to see you tomorrow on. We'll go down again. We'll take a look at the tide pools. We'll take a look at the upper part and see just what the different animals are, because we started to see a lot more crabs coming out, like large ones. So I'm thinking they're more active in the afternoon. Yeah, so that's it for today. Tonight might be a SciAnts News stream with Lita. It's Munchkin dependent, y'all. So please keep an eye on the stream in the Discord if there is any activity on that. With that, we're going to raid on over to a besto friendo that we can never raid because he is only on during the day. Let me make sure he is in fact on, because wouldn't it be sad if we went to oh, there we go. Yeah, he's still on. We're going to go to the Kanubitu King today. Bitly the Kid. Guys, go show Big Gamey some love. He is long time bestie of the channel. Here are the raid calls. Raid 1 and Raid 2 if you're following but not subscribed. Again, y'all, back at least tomorrow for a final look at the cliffs and what the ecology is. After that, probably back, well, yeah, I guess back officially on Monday with the Microscopy Monday. We'll have Dr. Coffee on too. But otherwise, tonight for Alita stream, tomorrow for an IRL 2:45 p.m. Pacific, and then possibly tomorrow night for Alita stream as well, Munchkin dependent. But folks, have a great evening. Whatever time zone you're in, we might see you again later today, or we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, chat. See you soon.